between Scylla and Charybdis. Between Scylla and Charybdis. It is also said between the devil and the deep blue sea. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. It also can be said as between a rock and a hard place. Between a rock and a hard place. All these three give equal meaning, and all of them are idioms which give the same meaning. Let us see the meaning. The meaning is threatened by two dangerous at the same time. So threatened by two dangerous things at the same time, and in trying to avoid one, you fall victim to the other, and you can't avoid two at the same time. It's like facing the dilemma of two dangerous positions. So you have to choose between two evils, two dangerous things. So when you are in a situation to choose any one of the dangerous issue, then you are between Scylla and Charybdis. That is, you are between the devil and the deep blue sea. That is, you are between a rock and a hard place. Before we see it in the examples, let us try to understand these two words, Scylla and Charybdis. Now, how they are pronounced? Scylla, Scylla it is pronounced. Scy is pronounced as C as in sit, and A is pronounced as A as in China. So finally it has to be pronounced as Scylla. C is to be stressed. And let us see the Charybdis. CH is pronounced as Ka as in kill. Y and I are pronounced as E as in sit. So finally it has to be pronounced as Charybdis. So RAB, rib, has to be stressed. Charybdis. So it has to be between Scylla and Charybdis. Let us see it in the examples. The first one, Aruna wanted to be on good terms with her in-laws and her parents. But the efforts of pleasing one without the other was like steering between Scylla and Charybdis. So it was very difficult for Aruna to be in good terms with in-laws and parents at the same time. Both are difficult tasks. So to manage both of them is like between Scylla and Charybdis. It's like between the devil and the deep blue sea. The second one, I was between Scylla and Charybdis, for if I didn't take out another loan and go deeper into, I could not pay off the debts I already owed. So I was already in debts, and in order to clear them, I have to go for another debt. It's more like between Scylla and Charybdis. It's equal like between the devil and the deep blue sea. And the third one, trying to please both his boss and his wife puts him between the devil and the deep blue sea. It's quite natural, and we cannot satisfy the boss and the wife at the same time. Both of them are very dangerous things. So that's the reason it is like between the devil and the deep blue sea. That is like between a rock and a hard place. It is like between Scylla and Charybdis. Fourth one, the villain's men were close behind him, and the river in front of him was full of hungry crocodiles. So he was caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Mahesh hesitated. So Mahesh said, there are villains behind him, and friend, there are hungry crocodiles. So he cannot go back, he cannot jump into the river, but he has to take either one of them. That's the reason he was caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. So that's the reason he was caught between Scylla and Charybdis. The fifth one, if she marries Raj, Meera knows she will be unhappy for the rest of her life. If she doesn't marry, her parents will be angry. She is caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. So two difficult situations for Meera. One, marrying Raj. The second one, parents' angriness. So she was caught between these two difficult situations, and she was unable to choose any one of them. So finally she was between a rock and a hard place. So when we look at the origin of this idiom, Scylla and Charybdis, Scylla and Charybdis are names of the two rocks located in a narrow sea passage in the Straits of Messina. Scylla is located on the Italian side, while Charybdis is on the Sicilian side. In ancient Greek mythology, Scylla was a female monster with 12 feet and 6 heads. She had razor sharp teeth and was capable of ripping apart sailors who had the misfortune of coming too close to her. Charybdis was a whirlpool. It was seen as a monster which gulped down huge amounts of water and in the process sucked in sailors who accidentally got close to it. When Ulysses tried to make his way through this narrow passageway, Scylla managed to kill 6 of his sailors. And Shakespeare used the idiom in Merchant of Venice, "When I shun Scylla, your father, I fall into Charybdis, your mother." So if you are in a situation where you have to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea, you don't really have much of a choice, do you? Either way, your fate is sealed. Another idiom, "between a rock and a hard place," gives the same meaning, like between Scylla and Charybdis. So when you face the dilemma between the two dangerous situations, you are between a rock and a hard place. That is, you are between the devil and the deep blue sea. And you are between Scylla and Charybdis.